So I was going through my boyfriend's following randomly. He knows I do this. It's not hard for me to keep track of the new ones.
Hey, pass your phone over. It's Friday. Let me go through your following. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This is Sisters and Chats with me, Jade.
And me, Paige.
Okay, I wanted to kind of dive into when you're in a relationship with someone and it comes to a moment where you both do not agree on something.
Okay.
How do we keep it under wraps and not disrespect each other? And not for it to break out a full-blown argument and we're going back and forth with no sort of respect. And then I still got to deal with you because we're in a relationship.
See, that's a really tricky one. I think it depends on how you both are individually, because some people are very emotionally intelligent and mature, so they know how to handle conflict. Whereas sometimes when you have all these emotions mixed in, sometimes people do find it hard to have that balance.
Yeah.
But it's just learning each other's communication styles.
Okay.
To try to prevent the disrespect seeping in.
Okay.
And let's be honest, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to have a massive blow up where it's going to be a discussion where you didn't think you guys would ever speak to each other like that. But it's how you then kind of learn and grow from that situation.
Yeah.
Do you have a conversation about how you guys discussed it and say, look, when this does happen, I'd really appreciate if we don't do this and we can avoid this instead.
Yeah.
So moving forward, it's just, okay, cool. We now need to, this is how we're learning to have a discussion in a healthy manner.
I completely agree with you. And it's so true. You definitely have that massive blow up. And then you kind of learn how you both are individually in that situation, how it played out and what you didn't like about the other person.
Yeah.
For you to comment and by the way, I didn't really appreciate your approach on this and how you said this. And then they'll be like this, this and this. And then you can kind of find a leveled ground.
Yeah.
Where you both can be, where you can acknowledge your downfalls and not do that again. So when it comes to the next topic of disagreement and something you're not on the same page as, it's no disrespect. Because you're in a relationship, you're in it for the long run.
Definitely.
So you know how to navigate it a lot more better. So yeah, but that's actually so true.
Yeah. I would definitely recommend, obviously, highlighting things that you don't like when that person is arguing with you. Or say, let's just, for example, if you did have a heated discussion.
Yeah.
If you know this is, I don't know, say if something's happened and you're bringing it to this person's attention, one thing for starters, do not have that conversation with the intention of I'm so angry, I'm going to talk to you about this right now. No, I think take a break, have a pause, talk about when you know that you're able to articulate your words in a mutual tone where that person doesn't get offended by the way you're addressing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you kind of feel like the situation is escalating, then maybe one of you just needs to be okay, we need to revisit this topic because it's getting a little bit too much now and we're both not talking the way that we should be talking.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah.
I feel like it's a lot to do with basically what you kind of started off with, having that emotionally intelligence switched on and being very, very, basically just being mature. Knowing how to have a conversation and let it be a conversation and having those boundaries of just respect.
Yeah.
For an individual, whoever they are, and that's that.
Also, I think it's about mentality as well, because when people have arguments, 9 times out of 10, you're thinking, oh, I'm trying to get my point across and I'm right. But it's no, guys, this is our problem. How are we fixing this together? We are not tag teaming. The end goal is for us to sort it out.
I saw something, I think it was on Instagram or maybe Pinterest, and it was basically what you basically just said, you got the man and the woman, and then you got the argument or the disagreement.
Okay.
It's not you two against each other. It's you two together and then the disagreement.
Yeah.
Problem at hand. Working together to basically not be a disagreement or get clarification on it. And it's true, you basically are coming together to work on it, not work against yourselves with the situation. And when I saw that, I actually was that's actually so, so true.
Yeah.
I've never ever seen it to be like that. And I was that's actually so true. Because if you're in a relationship, you're in a commitment, and if you actually want it to work, then you're not going to be working against each other. You're going to be working with each other on how to resolve the dilemma or situation you're in.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah. No, honestly. And
So,
I feel the whole reason why it kind of stems off and it gets crazy in the first place is because when someone presents you an issue, whoever's like hearing the issue is thinking, well, you're coming at me, and they just get defensive. And it's like, no, like I value, it's all about your perspective as well. Like this person values your relationship and wants to grow, so they've brought this to your attention. So what you should then reciprocate is, okay, thank you for let me know. Okay, reassure them if it wasn't like that, and then just move on. It is a whole thing, but it is
really hard. It's not easy. It is hard. But it's all about, like you said, learning that basic respect, boundaries, and then knowing how to interact with each other so you can keep it on the mutual level to resolve the issue at hand. It's as simple as that. It's not simple, but it is basically that is the logistics to it.
It takes a lot of practice and work, but I think even if you make the smallest of changes when you do have a disagreement, that is something better than nothing. And if you're both willing to work on it, then there's obviously potential, because the last thing you want is to continue disrespect and not be able to know how to handle conflict in a relationship. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that's such a crucial thing that everyone needs to know how to do in a relationship.
Of course, because it's not going to be smooth sailing forever. There's going to be hiccups, and it's like, it's like how you come back from those. That's what makes a relationship deeper and stronger and keeps it going.
Exactly, guys.
Simple as.
You're in it together, not against each other. Just remember that the next time you have an argument with your loved one, okay?
Yeah, so true.
Okay, should we give some advice?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, caught my boyfriend following a random girl on Instagram. Am I insane? Okay. So, I was going through my boyfriend's following randomly. He knows I do this. It's not hard for me to keep track of the new ones that he has followed since, as he doesn't really follow that many people. We have had it. Sorry. We had a deal before that we're not allowed to follow random people, and he and I have never done that since. Just now, I have checked and I saw an influencer, particularly a dancer / choreographer, on his following. I brought it up to him immediately, and he said it wasn't on purpose, and he didn't even know that he followed her. It was probably just was a suggested that where he was scrolling and he accidentally mistakenly followed her. He also showed me his Explorer page and his algorithm, which isn't full of women. Is it possible, or could Instagram really suggest this sort of
like profile person?
Yeah, or am I insane for being hurt? Sorry.
Well, okay, let's just start off with that lasting point. So, in terms of, okay, first of all, your boyfriend know that you just go through his following, and that's a thing that you guys do. That's not healthy.
That isn't.
That's not healthy, first of all. Yeah, it shouldn't be a routine thing. It's not like, okay, pass your phone over, it's Friday, let me go through your following.
What is this?
No, that's not healthy. So I feel like you need to do a bit more deeper diving into that. Yeah, because that's not healthy. But in terms of, I guess the side on his side, I do think it could be a mistake, because there's been times when even on like TikTok, and you're trying to scroll and you hit the plus button and you're like, great, now I've got to go on the profile and then like, remove the follow or whatever, because you didn't mean to follow them. Their content's not really relevant to you. And of course, like, there's content that will come up, like, for example, TikTok, because I mainly use TikTok. There's content that will come up there that's not relevant to me, and TikTok will be like, oh, is this self-interest? And I'll be like, no. So therefore, the platforms do try and introduce new algorithm into that your algorithm to see if it's of interest.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're seeing that his For You page is not matching with the new dancer girl, like influencer, that in itself it was an accident.
Yeah, that's
because you would have seen his algorithm match, and the fact that they're not matching is what he is saying is true.
Yeah, I think it was something really innocent, and it accidentally happened, because the same thing happened to me. I went on my following the other day just to have a look, and I was like, since when did I follow like these people? And I just had to go and unfollow them, but I never even noticed. And they were like random accounts that just like username 1-2 something.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, it does happen. Like, mistakes do happen. So
yeah.
But can I just go back onto, you should really rain check yourself for starters, and not be going through your partner's following on a day-to-day basis, because if he hasn't given you any reason, and I'm assuming he hasn't because she obviously would have stated that.
Yeah, she hasn't stated of like anything prior to why she does it. Maybe she might just do it because of previous relationships.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that he's happy to allow her to do, but he needs to acknowledge it's not healthy, and he should be able to say, no, I don't appreciate you doing that. You need to die, like, because that's just a can of worms. You know what I mean? There's probably other things that also will come about from it.
Exactly.
It's just a start.
It's just a toxic thing that I think you kind of normalize and not realize like how toxic it can be.
Yeah.
And it's just blowing things out of proportion. Because look, now an accidental, where he's accidentally followed someone, you are now thinking that, oh my God, am I insane? Like, if you didn't normalize this behavior, you would have just been like, oh, okay, cool. Like, yeah, it accidentally happened, and you would have moved on from it.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's like you now need more reassurance, because even him showing, he even went out of his way to show you his algorithm, and the fact that it didn't match and you still don't feel reassured, this routine checkup isn't healthy for you or your relationship.
It's not. It needs to be removed, and you need to dive into what is the main cause of this.
Yeah, definitely.
And that is that, basically.
Yeah.
Nothing more to say. But yeah, your man's innocent, girl. Your man's innocent.
He really is. Just stop doing this. Please protect your sanity. Cause
and your relationship and his mental well-being and yours.
Exactly.
So,
please.
Yeah.
Please. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in for today's episode. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel.
And for our audio listeners, can you please give us a review and a follow? Until next time.
Bye guys.